just a little ways. Like me. Right. And all right. So we have ourselves a volunteer. All right. So with an alligator here, I am going to go ahead and get him into position here just a little bit more. Come on. Get out of the way. Oh. Come on. So, we'll go ahead and go somewhere else.
Is somebody sitting here?
Yeah, there you go. Back there. I'm over here. So, I am going to go ahead and spin him just a little bit here. Alright. So first step in alligator wrestling. I want to give him a second to catch his breath. Now, with my alligator sitting out front here, you are going to see me make sure that his head is facing straight out in front of him here. So before I go ahead and jump on his back, we do like to make sure that their heads are facing straight out in front of them. Because of where their eyes are situated, they're able to see off to their sides a little bit better than they can see in front of them and behind them. And for those of you that can see me prove this.
Oh.
So, as long as he's sitting here relatively calm with his mouth open there, go ahead and grab him by the tail. Right. Now it's yeehaw.
No, it's yeehaw.
Alright. So, we're going to make sure that he stays nice and calm for us here. Alright, so now that I'm sitting here, you will start to notice a few more alligators and crocodiles swimming around the water, slowly making their way this way. So if by chance one sneaks up behind me and I do not notice, please let me know.
Okay.
So with my alligator here, as I jump on his back here, there's a couple things you see me do. First one here, land with my hands on his neck, squeezing my knees up into his armpits. And this is referred to as the safety position. From here, he is not able to bite me, which is extremely important to me. Of course, always make sure you do not overshoot that safety position, because we're going to try to stay away from this big toothy end up here. But I do like to take a second to point out a couple adaptations of alligators and crocodiles that make them very well equipped for this aquatic life. And the first one here, as long as he's going to keep his mouth open for us, taking a look inside the alligator's mouth, you're actually going to notice that you cannot see down their throat. Now this is because their tongues act like valves. So this is going to allow the alligator to open its mouth underwater without getting water into their stomachs. Really the only time you can see down their throat is if you catch one mid-yawn. Or if you're on your way down. I'll be demonstrating that one for you. As well as on that topic of valves here. Nostrils, they're located right up there at the front of the snout. They too have valves that close when submerging. As do their ears, which you can see are located directly behind the eyes here. And once again, they have these valves that are going to stop them from getting water into their ears. So they are very well equipped for their aquatic life. Probably the most important adaptation here is the location of their eyes. Their eyes are right up here on the top of their head, which is very useful for hunting. As you see quite a few of those alligators and crocodiles up there. They're just going to sit there with their eyes above the surface of the water. They then wait for something to come down to get a drink, go for a swim, and that's when they quietly sink underwater and swim over and grab a hold of that animal. So having eyes up here is very useful for that method of hunting. It does, however, leave their eyes in a bit of a vulnerable position. So you'll see that my alligator here does have his eyes retracted down into his skull. They're protected by this large bony ridge. And as these eyes start to open up, you're going to notice that they almost appear to roll forward. Now that is a secondary eyelid that's known as the nictitating membrane. It's basically just a clear eyelid that functions like some diving goggles, allowing them to more easily see while underwater.